Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about angles of an n-sided polygon. In the previous lesson, we talked about quadrilateral, which is a four-sided polygon, having a sum of angles of 360 degrees, because we can always cut it into exactly two triangles, right? For example, in this case, you have blue angles added up to 180 degrees. You also have all the red angles added up to 180 degrees. Okay, so you add up to 360 degrees. What do you think the sum of the angles in any five-sided polygon? You probably guessed it right. In this case, you can break it down into three triangles. So we have the blue parts added up to 180 degrees. And we also have the red parts added up to 180 degrees. Now we have the green part added up to 180 degrees. So you will have all of them added up to 180 degrees times 3, which gives us 540 degrees. And the cool thing is we can do the same thing to all different polygons of different sides. So first of all, let's make it clear that a triangle is actually a three-sided polygon. Quadrilateral is a four-sided one. Pentagon, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we want to look at the relationship between the number of triangles that we can actually cut into versus the number of sides. Okay, so let's get started. The first one, since you're already a triangle, then that means we have one triangle being formed. You cannot cut like this because we need to cut from corner to corner. Second, we talked about it yesterday. We can actually cut it in this way. You can cut it however, but no matter how you cut it, you will always be able to form exactly two triangles. Pentagon, we talked about it just now. We're able to cut it into three triangles, no matter what shape that is, and no matter how you cut it. Okay, we can be a little bit creative when it comes to hexagon and up, right? Because you can not only start from the same point, you can also zigzag. But no matter how you cut it, you'll always be able to form 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. Even if you have this kind of hexagon, which is irregular, and it perhaps might contain one of the reflex angles, but anyhow, you should be able to always form 4 triangles in this case. Okay, so a side of 6, it will give you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so you get the idea. So as you can see, the relationship between your n, which represents the number of sides you have for each polygon, if you subtract it by 2, you will get exactly the number that is in the red. Okay, that tells you how many triangles you have. Okay, so for each case, but in general, we have n minus 2, that many triangles in each case. And the nice thing is that leads us to a formula that says whenever you have an n-sided polygon, in this case, that means we have n angles. So in this case, the sum of all those angles, the sum of all the interior angles, is just going to be n minus 2 times 180 degrees. Because this n minus 2 represents the number of triangles that you have, and you simply just need to multiply by 180 degrees, and you can get the sum of that. So let's look at 3 examples today. Now the first one, we're going to find x. Now first of all, this is 90 degrees. We know that all of them should add up to 540 degrees because this is a pentagon. But we can also try our formula. The sum is going to be 180 degrees multiplied by 5 minus 2, right? Because I have a pentagon, so that's 5. But I need to subtract by 2. That gives me 180 times 3 equals to 540 degrees. So I know the sum of all these angles should be 540 degrees. And therefore, I have x plus x plus x, right, 3 x's, plus that 90 degree, plus 132. That should give me 540. Okay, if we collect the like terms, we will have 3x plus 222 equals to 540. 3x, if you move the 222 to the other side, you're going to get 318. X is equal to 106. And that's the answer. That means each one of them is 106 degrees. And that solves the problem. The second question is a word problem. We're talking about a pentagon that has 3 right angles and 2 other equal angles. What is the size of each of the 2 equal angles? Now, first of all, let's kind of visualize what kind of pentagon are we going to get if we have 3 right angles. Okay, that's a little bit hard to imagine. So let's say we have a right angle over here, and we make another right angle. Right, and then we keep going and make another right angle. Okay, we need to form a pentagon. Pentagon means 5 sides. Right, so that means if we close it up like that, right, making sure that these 2 angles are equal, there we go, we get our pentagon. Okay, first of all, the sum of all the angles in the pentagon is equal to 540 degrees. Okay, that becomes more like common sense now. And we're going to find the 2 other equal angles. Okay, the 2 other equal angles is color-coded in green. Let's call them x in this case. Okay, and then all others are 90 degrees. So we know that if we have the x plus 90 plus 90 plus 90, the sum should be still 540. And what we're going to do now is combine the like terms. We're going to get 2x plus 270 equals to 540. If you move the 270 to the other side, you're going to get 270. Okay, x is just equal to 135. And that solves this problem. Each one of them is 135 degrees. Last question of the day, we want to find the sum of all the shaded angles. Now the problem is we don't know what each one of them is. Okay, so we can't actually find out what each one of them is, but there is actually a trick to actually find the sum of them without actually knowing each one of them. Now first of all, notice that if you actually add the green part for each one of them, if you actually add the green part and the red part together, you actually form a full circle. And a full circle is 360 degrees. And that's true for all other sides. Right, so you have 360 degrees, 360 degrees, 360 degree, and 360 degrees. So here is the logic. If you add the sum of all the red parts, which means all the interior angles, with the sum of the green parts, which is the shaded angles that we're trying to look for, you're actually going to get all the 360 degrees. How many of them? 360 degrees times 5. 5 of them. Okay. The sum of the red, we actually know that already, because the sum of the red is just the sum of all angles in a pentagon. This is a pentagon, and that's 540. The sum of the green, we don't know, but that's exactly what we're solving for. This is actually the shaded, and that equals to 360 multiplied by 5, which is 1,800. Okay, so the sum of the shaded angles, it's just going to be 1,800 minus 540, and that's going to give us 1,260 degrees, and that's it for this problem. It looks like it's a little bit complicated, but not too bad. So that's it for today. I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Peace.